Hey everybody, welcome back for another Sunday garden tour. So excited. I wanted to do this early because it started raining a couple days ago and it's just going to kind of rain on and off every day for the rest of the week. So we're going to start to see the garden really explode. So if you're new to my channel, I live in upstate New York. I'm on the line of zone 4B 5A. So it does get pretty cold here in the winter, and here we have a very short growing season. So we will get right to it. I definitely still am yet to get in here and get weeding. That's gonna have to start being one of my projects at night. But here are my sugar snap peas. I definitely have to get in here now that it's been raining a couple days and get some of these off, because the more you pick, the more flowers that it will bloom and the more peas you will get. And these are absolutely delicious. So I have some on this side. I have some on the other side too. Oh, and they're starting to come in real good. These will come on quick and then they will leave real quick. So my carrots here. See, I talked before about my potatoes. I have volunteer potatoes coming up everywhere, so I definitely have to make a decision on these potatoes. But the carrots are doing well. The tomatoes have been doing extremely well. But I did bring my little clippers out because I do have to go through here today and see, start trimming some of these branches off towards the bottom, because they're getting kind of low. See these here in the back? This one's got to go. Take that out. And here, I talked about the suckers. I necessarily don't go crazy on my suckers anymore, just because, like I said, I have such a short growing season that I tend to just let my determinate tomatoes, I have all determinate tomatoes, I just let them go. So like this was on here, this was a sucker, and I'm just gonna let it go just because I don't have a lot of time. So I will run through here and clip anything that's touching the ground or close to the ground, but the rest I'm just gonna let them go up. See, so like this is a perfect example. Let me get a better side here, if you can see. There we go. So this was the main branch that came off, and then this was the sucker that grew. I'm gonna cut this main branch off because the sucker obviously got away from me, but I am not worried about that. So I will clip that off because it's touching the ground. That's where the disease happens. You can start to see some of these brown spots on here, and that's called blight. It's gonna start getting yellow, but plus once the plant starts growing up, it's gonna start to force its energy into everything at the top. So it's not necessarily going to try to keep all the bottom stems alive and healthy. So as it grows, I will clip up the top. Plus that will be good for airflow. You want good airflow once these tomatoes start getting really bushy. They need good airflow. They need to stay dry as possible in between the raindrops. So I'll go through that today and clip all those. My cucumbers, I gotta start, they're picking right up now that we got some rain. They look so much better than they did before. They really got sunburnt when I planted them. But I'll start training them up the trellis, and that way we can have, well, we have flowers. So I see a little potato beetle over here. This is about the time the potato beetles are gonna take off over there on the potatoes. But the peppers, boy, it's been a slow go. It's been really cool. So I definitely always say each year is going to be different, and plants are going to grow better each year just because of Mother Nature and the weather. Last year my peppers grew really well because the summer was so dry and it was so hot, and the peppers took off like crazy. And now it's a little cooler, and so like my cabbages are gonna do much better this year. I can already tell. And flowers are doing good. All these weeds, they gotta go. Potatoes. Looky, we have flowers. So this is good. The potatoes are gonna flower. the flowers are going to die, and then the plants are going to start to die off. So I'm not going to harvest. I try to harvest all my potatoes at once. I mean, at any point now, I could probably dig up a few potatoes if I wanted to, but I tend to just process all my homegrown potatoes. Oh, we've got potato beetles, but so I'm surprised they haven't attacked this harder. Usually by now, see, like here's a potato beetle. You little booger. Well, the best way to get rid of them is hand plucking. Soapy water, just put some Dawn dish soap in some water and just put them in and let them drown. But once they start laying eggs, then it's like over. But so far so good. They're looking really, really good though. I'm very, very happy. More flowers. And then the green beans, boy, I really need to get in and weed here. And I meant to throw in some more seeds just because. Ooh, we've got some flowers. Oh, are those flowers or more leaves? They'll start flowering soon. I can start to see some flowers coming on. And then we'll start getting green beans. Now these are bush beans, so they're just gonna come on all at once. I'll pick, and then the plant will just die. And that's okay with me because, again, I have such a short growing season that I just pick what I can and then let it go. But my elephant ears are coming up. They're so tiny right now. But by the end of last summer, like I said, it was so hot and so dry. And these suckers got so big and so beautiful. But again, every year is different. And here's my loofahs. Oh, I gotta make sure I get out here to start training them appropriately. But they're going up. That'll be cool. We'll get a few. I never actually make it to the end of the season. Well, they make it to the end of my season, but then I have to kind of pluck them off the plant and dry them in my house because I don't have a long enough growing season to let them ripen on the vine appropriately. But I try every year. And here's my red cabbage doing good, and the Brussels sprouts. Isn't it interesting how these plants are so big, and then I got these two little guys that just don't seem to want to do much. My milkweed is going crazy, but any day now the monarch butterfly should be coming up here. See, these in the pots, I guess, really kind of just stunt the growth a little, but I'm sure I will get something from them. Then we have cauliflower and broccoli. And these are doing really well. Actually, let's see if there's any. Not quite yet. But they're getting big. Now you can eat the leaves from cauliflower and broccoli. They'll taste the same. If you have some in the middle that you want to eat, you can eat these. And this is a cabbage, so you can actually definitely see the difference. The cabbage grows a lot shorter and a lot wider than, per se, a broccoli or a cauliflower. But they're in the same family. They're brassicas. And they prefer cooler weather. So already with the weather being as it is, granted, I mean, it feels hot and humid right now, but it's not even 70 degrees out yet. So for our area, this is really, really nice and comfortable. The zucchini is taken off. My God, oh, we're starting some flowers. Again, this is so late. If I look back on any of my other videos, I've already been harvesting zucchini already. And so this is the yellow squash and the acorn squash. I lost one of them. That's a bummer. And the cucumbers. See, I gotta come up here and start moving these that way and training them up to get them going in the right direction. Here's all these two are cherry tomatoes, and then the rest are Romas. And again, I'll come through and clip the bottoms, and I don't worry too much about the suckers, but I just try to start getting them to go up and up and up and up. Give them something to lay on. Look at that volunteer romaine lettuce. And then my little lettuces. They're so cute. And I could probably start harvesting this anytime now. The spinach, my husband really likes the spinach, so these are really good. Back to the sugar snap peas. Then we'll come around. Flowers look nice. I didn't ever do anything with the thyme. Oops. My peonies, boy, they're doing really well. I am going to keep these in these pots just so I can get them quite bushy, and then I will plant them out somewhere because they are perennial, so I want to make sure I put them in the right spot. Now, when I came through the other day, I did clip off all the scapes on the garlic. Oops, I missed one, so I'll clip that one. I should have brought my little scissors. But I'll clip this off. So this is the flower of the garlic, and I don't want it to flower. I want it to force the energy from the plant to start a really big bulb, and that's what we want. So I'll clip that, and we'll wait a few weeks before we harvest. I'm excited about that. The onions are taken off. I did go through here and weed once. It worked pretty well. And that was actually a couple weeks ago, so I feel like this is doing pretty well. But you can tell the difference in these are yellow onions. They just seem to grow so much better here than the other ones. And in the middle are the red onions, and at the end, which are now kind of inside the milkweed, is the white. So I don't know. The whites don't store as long, so if they make it, they do. If they don't, they don't. And we'll take a peek at the bees quick, and then we'll see the chickies. The baby chicks are doing so good. And we're starting to get better weather for the bees. We got a big hive over here that's doing very well. We had a couple of swarms, but we're still new at this, so. Hello. Can you hear that? So we have 3 supers on this hive right now. This was one of the splits. I can't remember if we got a queen going or there. But we actually ended up rearing one of our own queens, so I think the queen that my husband made is in this one. That was a split so this one swarmed, so then he just split it, and we put it over here, and then it made its own queen, so, woo! Congratulations, you made your own queen, Jay. Let's check out the babies. So I was going to talk a little bit in the last video about our boys. We ended up with 3 roosters. We don't have room for 3 roosters. So I tried to look for a home for them, and I couldn't find one, and then we were going to process them because that's the name of the game in the homesteading world. But at the 11th hour, I found a home for them. So they went to their new home. They're going to be on a farm, free ranging. They're going to be so happy, and they're together. So I was happy about that because they were born together. They grew up together here with me. So it was very nice to see that they went to a new home together. So they have each other. But now we have, now we have a little mess going on here. But look at the babies. Hello. It's a little messy over here. This part stays pretty shady. I've been trying to put hay down as it rains. But the babies are doing so good with Coco. Hello, little baby. Hi. Do you want to say hi? Just don't jump on me, please. Ooh. They're 3 weeks old now. It's so funny how they've been out here the whole time with Coco. You're such a good mommy. I gotta keep you forever. You can be a mommy every single year. And so we have a few more chickens that are going to my cousin Lauren's house today. Because, you know, we did overcommit a little bit. You know how chicken math works. So she had a little bit of a loss, and I have a little bit of a surplus. So Blue is actually gonna go, he's gonna go to my cousin Lauren's house too. So I'm happy about that because Blue is a good rooster. So he leaves us alone, we leave him alone. You know, I do try to hold him a little bit and make sure that he knows that we're not gonna hurt him and that he can go there and do his job. So we will be down 7 more chickens, and we got the babies, and we'll start teaching everybody to go into the big coop because that's where they need to go, because our older babies are almost, well, they're 16 weeks this week, so the leghorns will be laying eggs soon, so that's exciting. But anyway, that's the tour of the week. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. This has been such a fun journey. And as always, from my coop to yours, thank you for growing with me so I can grow with you.